Minister, it's clear that people are struggling through a myriad of taxes, be they stealth or otherwise, in the last number of years, particularly over the last number of budgets. The previous crowd, as you call them, were also responsible for this. Your own partners in government have opposed water charges right up to the point of entry into government. I was with many of them on the local authority, and many Labour colleagues on the local authority were opposed to water charges and made that very clear over the years. People are paying through their taxations. They're paying through their VAT, their PRSI. And the universal charge, the so-called universal charge we're all talking about, which was brought in, an extra stealth tax to pay for services and to pay for other things. Those are the ways people are paying. Water is a precious commodity, and we need to ensure that there are adequate and safe supplies. The leakage of water varies throughout this country. An investment in tackling this would prove a better means of preservation and of job creation. The $500 million that you propose to borrow from the Pension Reserve Fund, which according to yourself will be paid back over a number of years by ordinary people for meters and doing this over a period of time, will obviously add more pain to an already struggling population. The move from the local authority to a new semi-state company, Irish Water, is a retrograde step. All the expertise that has been accumulated over the years and the easy access that people had to services and the points of contact will all be lost, and we'll have a new bureaucratic system with some sort of a free phone that's used for people to access. Water should remain in public ownership through the local authorities. Why are we running down our local authorities? We are taking powers away from our local authorities, and in turn our local councillors will pay a price down the road. This is going to lead to privatisation. And we remember in Dublin City Council the whole argument over the bin charges, and when the waiver was introduced we were told this was going to stop the privatisation and we wouldn't have privatisation. The allocations, as you're talking about, in terms of we're going to give an allocation of water to each family, that will be whittled down over a period of time when you're not in government, or maybe even when you're in government, and that's what's going to happen. And we remember in the last winter we had, the local authorities responded magnificently to all the issues when it came to water, the pipes freezing. But there was all that expertise and backup, and we're going to lose that. We're going to start shifting that away from the local authorities. It's a retrograde step. People will resist this. Smaller families are going to pay a heavier price as in terms of allocations. How are we going to allocate to families, the bigger families? How are we going to allocate to families, large families, who have children that need to get washed? It's going to be a retrograde step for them. Will there be a standard charge, or will we put in some charge that eventually will rise? Probably, because it's clear that a lot of the contracts are going to be outsourced. And we do need to look at the whole issue of the recycling of water. We need to enhance our approaches towards that. We have rainwater, we have other means of getting water. We don't need to be sending this out. And you mentioned the south of England, and just to remember, there is a drought shortage in the south of England, but it's privatised, and we have a system there where people pay their charges and they still have a drought. So it's not going to stop situations like that, and we will run into these problems. And this city in particular has a major problem approaching now with water, and we have to source it from the Shannon, from what everyone is saying. So that is going to be a big cost, and that expertise needs to be in place with the local authorities, and it will be much better.
Thank you, Deputy. I call Deputy Jonathan O'Brien.